Hey everyone, what's going on? Yeah, this is going to be a video I tried to release last night, but I've actually been having a lot of problems with my internet. It's not my service provider, but I think it's my router. Like, it's crazy because I'll get signal for 15 minutes, then I won't get signal for 5 minutes. And of course, if I'm trying to upload a video that is 60 minutes long and the signal gets interrupted, the video upload fails. So it was really hard to kind of get a video out. And I'm sorry because I really wanted to come out with one yesterday. Also, if you ever read my little status updates, I guess, what they have for YouTube, it's on my page somewhere. I don't know, I just type it in on just whatever I feel like saying. Yeah, definitely check some of those out. So I'm starting to do those a little bit more. A lot of times they say stuff about, upcoming videos or pretty much what's on my mind. So yeah, check that out. But yeah, to my video I was going to do. So I went to Sephora for the first time in a long time, actually. Because once you have so many fragrances, you realize that you know what everything smells like that Sephora has. So there's no real need to go in there and test something that you already have or have tried a lot of times. But I did go into Sephora after, like I said, not being in there for a little while to see if there was anything new. There were a few new things. I'm going to get to that. But first thing I got to say is, damn, Sephora makes every bottle in that place look like $1,000,000 with a light show they have going around the bottle. I mean, even though I already owned a lot of the bottles they had at Sephora, I was like, man, I want to buy that bottle. Just because they make the bottles look like $1,000,000 in the display. So definitely, that got me kind of pumped up, you know what I mean? But to the fragrances I tried. I actually tried 4 different fragrances, and when I'm trying fragrances, I only try 4 at a time, because here's what I do. I spray 1 on the top of my forearm, 2 on the top of my other forearm, then 1 on the back of my hand, and 1 on the back of my hand. Now, you never want to go and smell one, then the other, then one, then the other, because they'll start to smell the same after a while, just because your nose will become numb to the fragrances. So what I did, that's actually why they have the coffee beans that you can sometimes get and, clear your nostrils, clear your senses, you know what I mean? But what I did is I occasionally checked back with each one, making sure I didn't go from back to forth to back to forth. So I could get a decent impression of them, how they were on my skin. And on this arm, I actually had Allures Edition Blanche. Now, with this one, when I initially sprayed it on my skin, it really came out with a strong lemon note. Now, lemon fragrances are kind of off and on for a lot of people. I personally love lemon fragrances. I love lemon fragrances because they're fresh, they're clean, they're zesty, they're eye-openers, they'll open your senses, they'll wake you up, you'll get all energetic. I love lemon fragrances for that reason. As far as my lemon fragrances, I have Dior's Homme Sport lemon fragrance I enjoy a lot, lemon ginger combo. Then Lupar Kenzo by the Kenzo house is also a lemon fragrance. But yeah, they always run that risk of running like or smelling like a cleaner or pledge. But really, I think that smells pretty good, actually. I've never had anybody confuse me with wearing a cleaner. You know what I mean? But yeah, their lemon fragrances are great for cutting through the heat. But anyways, back to the Allure Edition Blanche I had right there. Originally, it came up with like this real bright lemon, a lemon that I like. I like the lemon in it. Then it kind of thickened up to almost a creamy lemon, which, I actually thought was really nice. I actually enjoyed the Allure Edition Blanche I had right there. On this arm, though, I tried a fragrance I was off and on about the first time I tried it, and that was Kenzo's Power. Now, first off, this came off really floral to me, which surprised me because Kenzo's Power, power. You'd think power would mean masculine or woods or anything. You think power would mean anything but floral when it comes to a men's fragrance. It's kind of like with Diesel Only the Brave. Just like my buddy JR said in his video of that. There's nothing brave about Diesel. It's an extremely safe fragrance. But anyways, back to the Kenzo Power. Part of the florals, like when I kind of whacked it in front of my face. You never want to stick your nose directly to where you just sprayed something, because that'll be sensory overload. But, I kind of wafted it in front of my face a few times, and it definitely came off very floral, and part of it really drew me into it. And part of me, I was like, wow, this is pretty nice. But, I don't know, you know how, think of it like an aftertaste. You know how if you take a bite of something, and you're like, man, this is so good. But then sometimes you get a bad aftertaste? When I originally smelled Kenzo's Power, I was like, wow, that's actually not bad. But it kind of left that bad aftertaste in my mouth, or my nose. You know what I mean. Where it wasn't necessarily bad, it was just kind of blunt. Or muted, I guess you can say. It's really hard to explain. I wish I still had it on my arm to do it for you. But, like I said, part of it will draw you in, but then the other part just comes off blunt. But I will say the bottle was pretty freaking cool. It actually looked like a CO2 cartridge you pop into a paintball gun, you know what I mean? It was kind of tin, felt like a real cool bottle. Props to Kenzo for the bottle on that, and that was Kenzo's Power. But on this hand right here, I actually sprayed the original Gucci Pour Homme. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Gucci Pour Homme 2 with its black tea cinnamon combo. It's actually one of the few fragrances that I've rated a 9 out of 10. So definitely, big fan of Gucci's Pour Homme 2. And the original Gucci Pour Homme, when I first sprayed it, I let it sit for a second, went up to it, it smelled like a nasty, ashy fireplace. I mean, I was like, whoa. I mean, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have sprayed this on my skin. But I revisited it about 30 minutes later, and that ashy fireplace, and I'm not talking like the wood burning, I'm talking afterwards, just all the gray ash, started to I want to say sweeten up just a little bit, where it turned from a nasty, ashy fireplace into almost like a campfire. Like a burning campfire. It started to get very warm, it was very dry, and it started to get just a little bit of sweetness to it. And actually, I started to really enjoy the Gucci Pour Homme. So kind of like with the Angelman effect, get past the first 30 minutes, and that was a pretty nice fragrance. I do recommend it for older people, though. It's definitely a fall or winter fragrance, too. But, yeah, definitely. It lasted a really long time. It lasted like 10 hours on my skin. But to the last one I had on this hand was a Calvin Klein fragrance. That was Calvin Klein's Euphoria Intense. Now, first off, it was almost like picturing the original Euphoria with a super sweet syrupy melon added to it. Actually, I thought it was pretty nice, because I like men's fruity fragrances. It started off pretty nice, but it didn't really change too much. And why it was a nice fragrance and it smelled good, I don't think it'd be something I'd look into getting. And that was Calvin Klein's Euphoria Intense. I will say this, though, it did last a lot longer than the original Euphoria. Let's see, a few other fragrances. Oh yeah, the new CK1 Summer, the 010 edition. It's much different than the 09 edition. The 09 edition was very citrusy. The 08 edition was very watery and almost had a cucumber vibe to it. The 010 edition of CK1 Summer is very much like the 08 edition, plus bubblegum is what I smelled on it. Like I said, straight, bazooka bubblegum on top of an aquatic, watery feel, which it was alright. I still don't think I enjoyed as much as I enjoy, the 2008 CK Summer Edition. Oh, and, Eternity, the new Eternity Summer, smells pretty much the same to the last year's edition for the new Eternity Summer for men. Although for, bottle collectors, they did have a new bottle shape for, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mans. It's a new bottle design. And they also have a special Polo Blue out right now by Ralph Lauren. Has kind of, just the Olympic stripes on it. It's an Olympic edition. Same juice, but Olympic edition. But yeah, this was just a short little update. Please tell me if you've tried any of the fragrances, the Allure Edition Blanche. What do you think of it? The CK1 Summer 010, the Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense, the Gucci Pour Homme, the original one, or the Kenzo Power. Please tell me what you guys think of that. I want to know. But, yep, just a little update, and again, I'm sorry for my internet being kind of weird, and I hope this video uploads right. But, yep, we'll definitely have a video out tomorrow, so look forward to that, and I'll see you folks later, okay? Alright, bye, guys. Bye.